concern with injuries right now with this team?
What do you think?
Pretty high.
Yeah, it's high. You know, Hunter dislocated his shoulder, popped back in, but he'll have an MRI to see what the diagnosis and try to get a game plan moving forward for him. You know, Kevin is, you know, he hadn't done anything since K-State much, and then today he felt better, thought he'd try. So you know, I wish we wouldn't have played Kev. But yeah, it's a pretty big level of concern when you know your two best players are probably questionable moving forward.
So I guess too soon to say whether either of them will be available for the Big 12 tournament.
I just told you.
I know.
I just said what's going on. So yeah, it's too soon.
Just following up on Kevin real quick, did he re-aggravate the injury during the game, or did you just make a decision to shut him down for
No,
press?
he's hurt. He was hurt.
Okay, and then I just wanted to ask, in the first half when you called those 2 timeouts, just what were you trying to do to get you guys back into it? What was the message during this?
I don't know that it was as much trying to get back into it as it was maybe trying to keep them from running and hiding, you know, because they were already dominating the game. I think I called 3, not 2, so they were already dominating the game. I was just trying to stem the tide a little bit.
I know it's at their home place, but you guys have played Connecticut this year, you played Tennessee, you saw Purdue and Maui. How would you compare Houston to those teams right now?
Oh, they could win it. You know, they got a bad break with the big fella getting hurt. I think he's going to be terrific, and you know, in the tournament, you know, foul issues or an injury or something could certainly play a factor, but you know, you put those 3 guards against any 3 guards in the country, and they could have great success. And Roberts is to me is as good a big as there is, and is versatile and can do so many things. And Francis is really good, but you know, obviously losing the freshman, I think is could be problematic. But I think, you know, if they play Connecticut, we saw them so long ago as a season ago, and Tennessee the same way. They could beat those teams. But you know what? Those teams are really good too. So if they played well, they could give Houston all they wanted. But Houston's got to be one of the favorites. I hope they're the #1 overall seed going into the tournament. I personally think they deserve that, winning our league in dominant fashion, which they have. But Kelvin's got a team that can win it all.
Have you seen a game in this building before, and just how did it measure up to your expectations for it?
I've been in the building many times, but it was Hoffheinz whenever I was here. Isn't that right? So it's been, what, 10 years? Is that about right? Since
Six or 7, maybe. Yeah, not 10, about 6 or 7.
6 or 7 years. So I've been at Hoffheinz a lot, and from me looking at it, it's a big improvement from Hoffheinz. They've done a great job. I thought the building was great. I'm not going to give the building credit on why we played so poorly and they played so good. They were just, I mean, they were turned up and ready to go, and you know, the few good possessions we had, we came away empty on them, and the few bad possessions they had, it seems like they got 3 points at the end of the clock, you know, so it was one of those days.
What was it? I mean, in Lawrence, you won by double digits, and today this is what happened. Is that just home road discrepancy?
I think it's no. I think it's a lot of their want to. They're playing for a lot. They're playing for the #1 overall seed. They're playing before they knew Iowa State lost. They're playing to win the league outright. I mean, and they're also probably been told most every day since somebody by somebody who happens to be their head coach that we're circling, you know, March 9th. You know, so yeah, they were turned up and ready, and we tried to prepare our guys to be prepared for that. And you get a good team that's well coached, that's well drilled, and they're turned up and athletic, and you have so much to play for. That's what happens sometimes when the other team doesn't do enough to make them play poorly or stem the tide, and that's obviously what happened today.
How do you feel about the effort tonight?
I don't know that I'm disappointed in the effort. I'm more disappointed in competitiveness. I mean, there's a lot of 50-50 balls, a lot of blown things that we did that made it look even worse than what it was. And I would say that effort, I'm not gonna fault the effort, but being prepared from a competitive standpoint, I would certainly, fault that we could be a lot better in that area.
Can you share what you said to the team at all? And what's their, leaving here, how do you feel about the big picture?
I don't feel great about the big picture, only because I don't know what our health situation is. Guys, if we had our 5 guys and they're all lined up and they're healthy, we can play with anybody, but we're not right now. And that's not why we lost today, but that's been a primary reason when we haven't played well recently. So hopefully we'll get a good report on Hunt, and hopefully Kevin will start feeling better. And if that's the case, then our outlook will certainly be different than what it is right now. But we're leaving out of here, thinking, that was a terrible loss today and not a great effort, and also we got beat up in the meantime.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Okay.